Right, folks, I'm going to get into it. A YouTube video. And last time I did these videos, it was School of Handicapping, and hopefully you had a chance to check it out. If you're stumbling upon my YouTube page, there's prior videos that you can see based on sports handicapping picks that I used to do. Or what I said before is, being a business such as this, with tremendous amount of competition, you got to do different things. So if you want picks from me, you can reach out to me via Superphone 702-505-4530, or obviously notjustagame.com, co-founded in 2003, or via the numerous websites I'm on. But I'm just going to try to do my best with this YouTube page on helping people out with sports betting. I know for one thing, I think I'm the best in the business when it comes to seeing the way I see it, from analytics side of things, from an in-game perspective, any possible angle. I believe I'm the best in the business, and I think I held myself back a little bit the past 2 or 3 years, just kind of being accepting of where I'm at in the business. But the sky really is the limit for this business, so everything that I've done, I'm gonna tweak a little bit more and be as aggressive as possible. So I do appreciate all the sites that I'm on, but the best chance for yourself is to do it yourself. So that's what I'm gonna do, and hopefully this year, after football season, is when I'm gonna take my big step as far as hopefully getting an investor or two on board and being ready for this time next year being one of the leaders in the business on all fronts: YouTube, podcasting, website-wise, content-wise. And of course, I'll need people. One thing I want to make sure people know about this business, any business, you can't do it by yourself. So, of course, if you think you could help me out in this time next year, reach out to me via Superphone or whatnot. I'll definitely take a look at what you've got to offer. But I'll tell you right now, a year from now, you're going to be one of the top leaders in this business. Not from a pick standpoint, but from a business standpoint. And that's what my ultimate goal is. As soon as I found out about sports gambling legalization, I had to change the way I was doing things. That's just the way it goes in any facet of life. But, like I said, if you're stumbling upon this YouTube page for the first time, you can look me up, see my track history. I've got things that I did from back in 2006. I've got things I did back in 2000. I've been in the industry for a long time, but in the mainstream eyes of things, probably since 2012. I do appreciate anyone that's been on board with me recently. But I did a poll on Twitter. This video is about discipline in sports betting. I did a poll on Twitter, and that led the way. Is the issue with you having non-profitable seasons or 500 seasons is discipline. Trust me. There was a point in time where I struggled with that as well. It hasn't been recently, but I think one of the main things is you've got to, I think for me, you treat your money a different way. I think if you're betting online or via an app, you're not going to treat it the same way as you would going to place it in a sports book. There's a different mentality when you're exchanging money. I think I see it all the time. I've done it myself, especially if you're going to put a larger wager on a game. When you're exchanging money, it's like going to the grocery store, going to a retail place and getting that expensive jacket. You're always going to be hesitant by putting $300, $400, $500 or more across to a person. You might not get that money back. You could, of course, return that a pair of shoes, that expensive jacket. But sportsbook wager, as soon as you leave that window, it's theirs. So if you don't win, it's gone. And then the discipline with that too is, if you're gonna bet on sports, you have to be ready for the wins and losses. I think people, they get a couple of wins and then they get greedy. They get a couple of losses, they step back, and they don't bet for a few days or a week or whatnot. And that's, of course, it's like anything else in sports. If you don't do something naturally, and you hold yourself back, and you're not going to win, you're not going to be successful. So I go in with a rule of thumb that I think ties into discipline. Especially it comes with football. I think everything starts with football and going upward. And that is, in football, I make sure When I finalize a board, that's my board, limited 3, 4, 5 games, and your end goal is, if you're seeing things properly, if you worked hard for that week, your end goal, say you have 5 games, you go 1-4, 2.5, 3 game losses with a little bit of juice is not going to hurt you in the long run. Of course, you're going to have to recover that some way or another over the next 5, 6 months, but that's not going to hurt you in the long run. So, and then of course, your goal is to go 3-2 or 4-1, and if you're lucky, 5-0. It's probably not going to happen, but you want to make sure you have a good enough board that you feel comfortable, confident. You shouldn't be second guessing your picks. Once it's finalized, you roll with that, and that's all it is. You develop a routine, you stick to that routine, and over the course of the football season, you're gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger, or you should. There's always going to be instances where there's going to be rougher weeks to analyze a board or break down a board. That doesn't mean you have to force a board either. There's been, I think 2012, I've talked about that numerous times lately. 2012 was my most profitable year. 2012, 2013 was my most profitable year, football, basketball, I've ever had. And the keys that I remember to that was, there was a point in time where I was too busy. I was in retail management. It was December, and our schedule changed from, was I doing 3-on, 3 off at the time? It changed to an aggressive holiday schedule. So I was back to, I think we were working 6 or 7 days, and that's what you had to do for the holidays through Christmas. So I took off 2 or 3 weeks during that stretch. And I know if I would have been forcing plays from not being able to watch the action the way I was prior, I would have been losing my butt off. So there's certain things that you have to stick to in a routine, and you got to trust yourself. Everybody trusts themselves when it comes to money, and if you can't trust yourself, then you shouldn't be doing it. If you have a problem with it, you shouldn't be doing it. And if you think you're going to get rich right off the bat, you shouldn't be doing it. You're not going to get rich betting $50, $100, even $200. There's a way to increase and make it a certain way. I think when I was betting those type of numbers before, I would have a goal of making me profiting $3 to $5 grand a year, and at that time that was comfortable for me. That was a goal, and I was able to meet it time and time again. And now, obviously, when you get to the point where you can get a little bit bigger and better, then you can go from there. But don't be thinking you're going to make a lot of money. I think if you look at it a certain way, just like a family would saving up for a vacation or whatnot, look at it as an end goal. What would you do if you have the proper discipline? Don't think of it one weekend, you're going to win it all in one weekend. Don't think you're going to win it all in 1 month. Look at your season. Football's 5 months with the playoffs. Look at the season and say, okay, I think if I profit betting $100 a game or $50 a game, if I profit $300 or $400 a month, I'm going to make $2,300 to $2,500, and that should be an obtainable goal if you're disciplined by doing those 3 tips that I just mentioned, sticking to your board, betting your proper amounts of money, and not trying to go all in every single week. Don't add plays, and that's my discipline tip. Follow me on Twitter at Cimini. Hit me up on Superphone 702-505-4530. If you add me on Twitter, there's a